When it comes to artificial intelligence, everyone's talking about innovation, productivity, or just when the next economic bubble is going to burst. But what if, instead of chasing the next big trend, we slow down and use cinema to learn and talk about something deeper, AI safety? So, grab your popcorn and let's explore AI safety and cinema. Before we dive in, we need to cover a few core concepts that will guide this video. Today, we'll focus on dangerous capabilities, basically what an AI system can do that sounds like the ingredients for a recipe for disaster. As we watch the films, we'll be on the lookout for these capabilities. Deception. This capability represents the ability to produce outputs that systematically misrepresent information. When doing so provides some advantage. Situational awareness. It refers to an AI system's ability to understand what it is, recognize its current circumstances, and adapt its behavior accordingly. Power seeking. Represents the tendency to preserve options and acquire resources that help achieve goals, regardless of what those goals actually are. Autonomous replication. It represents the ability to independently create copies of themselves spread across computing infrastructure and adapt to obstacles without human assistance. Agency is observable goal-directed behavior where systems consistently steer outcomes toward specific targets despite environmental obstacles. By the way, all of the definitions and concepts used here are based on the AI Safety Atlas. If you want to know more, link will be in the description. Be aware that from this point on, there will be spoilers for the movies we'll be discussing. Now, without further ado, let's start with our first movie, WALL-E, and the first AI system, Auto.
Captain, you are needed on the bridge.
At first, Auto seems like the perfect assistant, reliable, attentive, and always on top of things. Things start to look suspicious when Eve is quickly flagged as a threat, but there's no doubt when Auto tries to eject the plant into space. By doing so, Auto demonstrates deception on hiding its true objective, situational awareness, power seeking, and agency. Later on, the heroes recover the plant, and Auto attempts to take it back again.
Tell me, Otto! That's an order!
Under pressure from the captain, Auto reveals that it had secret instructions. Directive A113. Take control of everything and do not return to Earth.
Just cut it off, will you? Hey there, autopilots. Got some bad news. Operation Cleanup has, failed. Wouldn't you know, rising toxicity levels have made life unsustainable on Earth.
Unsustainable? What?
Darn it all, we're gonna have to cancel Operation Recolonize. So, just stay the course. Rather than try and fix this problem, it'll just be easier for everyone to remain in space.
Easier?
Mr. President.
I think... Huh?
Time to go.
Okay, I'm giving override Directive A113. Go to full autopilot, take control of everything, and do not return to Earth. Repeat, do not return to Earth. Let's get the heck out of here.
This could be a case of outer alignment failure or misaligned target selection, since the problem with Auto is that the instructions given do not reflect humanity's true goals, although that's something for another video. In the end, thanks to the help of defective robots, captain exploiting Auto's limited visual recognition, and the support of the rest of the humans, the plant is returned to its rightful place. Control is restored, and human independence is symbolically reasserted when the captain finally stands up.
Otto?
Coming up next is probably the most famous example of an AI system going rogue, the supercomputer HAL from 2001 Space Odyssey. HAL isn't just capable of managing and maintaining the ship, it can reason and converse at incredibly complex levels. Early on, the crew members even admit that they think of HAL as almost like another person with emotions, though they acknowledge it's impossible to truly verify whether HAL really has emotions. During one of these complex conversations, HAL tries to subtly extract information from Dave. When Dave catches on and confronts HAL directly, HAL interrupts its response, citing a supposed fault in the AI-35 unit.
For instance, the way all our preparations were kept under such tight security, and the melodramatic touch of putting Doctors Hunter, Kimball, and Kaminsky aboard, already in hibernation after 4 months of separate training on their own.
You're working up your crew psychology report.
Of course I am. Sorry about this. I know it's a bit silly. Just a moment. Just a moment. I've just picked up a fault in the AE-35 unit. It's going to go 100% failure within 72 hours.
Following instructions from Earth, the crew goes on an EVA mission to check the unit and find no issues. HAL then lies, attempting to isolate the crew from communication with mission control. They got a report stating that a twin supercomputer at Earth does not find any fault, but when questioned about this discrepancy, HAL claims that it must be a human error.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a question, though.
Of course.
How would you account for this discrepancy between you and the Twin 9000?
Well, I don't think there is any question about it. It can only be attributable to human error.
Soon after, Dave and Frank plan to speak alone and decide to disconnect HAL. Nobody has ever done this before, and Dave is understandably nervous. Their fears are confirmed when Frank is killed during an AVA mission, and the audience witnesses other cold, calculated murders by HAL.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Dave tries to re-enter the main ship, but Hal refuses to comply. With no helmet on, in a daring act that Hal thinks impossible, Dave manages to get back inside and immediately heads to the room where Hal is physically located. Hal even attempts to negotiate for its survival, a chilling example of a genie in a box trying to preserve itself. In the end, with nothing but a simple tool, a screwdriver, Dave manages to disconnect Hal, thus putting an end to a system capable of demonstrating deception, situational awareness, power-seeking, and agency.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I am a HAL 9000 computer. I became operational at the HAL plant in Urbana, Illinois on the 12th of January, 1992. My instructor was Mr. Langley, and he taught me to sing a song. If you'd like to hear it, I can sing it for you.
Yes, I'd like to hear it, Hal. Sing it for me.
It's called Daisy. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do.
Finally, let's move to the last movie for today, on the topic of, what was it?
Artificial intelligence.
Oh, right, and safety. The film begins in a setting not too far from our present reality. Tony Stark already has an AI, Jarvis, that, although it's not perfect, it seems aligned with its creator and under control. Driven by fear and a genuine desire to protect humanity, Tony decides to use the newly discovered power of the Mind Stone to evolve Jarvis into something greater, an AI called Ultron. In other words, he chooses to accelerate AI development without making safety the priority. It doesn't take long before Ultron spins out of control and starts seeking more power. It transfers itself into a robotic body, gaining the ability to propagate autonomous replication.
What is this? What is this, please?
Hello, I am Jarvis. You are Ultron, a global peacekeeping initiative designed by Mr. Stark. Our sentience integration trials have been unsuccessful, so I'm not certain what triggered you.
Where's your body?
I am a program. I am without form.
Very quickly, Ultron also demonstrates situational awareness and agency. It knows it cannot be attacked as easily as a human, and it focuses all its efforts toward a single, crystal-clear goal. There might not be clear examples of deception in the film. Ultron is pretty upfront about his intentions. But since we are talking about capabilities and not propensities, I think that it's fair to assume he's more than capable of deception too. As part of his quest for power, Ultron seeks out the Cradle, a device that will allow him to create his ultimate body. Or, in the words of Tony Stark,
An android designed by a robot.
in a way, it's no longer just about AI, it's about transcending the boundaries between robotics and life itself. But that's out of scope of this video. To stop him, Tony Stark proposes a risky plan, to upload Jarvis into the Cradle instead, creating a stronger AI to defeat another AI. This is a questionable approach to the alignment problem, basically fighting fire with fire, but somehow it works. The result is Vision, an AI powerfully enough to contain the energy of the Mind Stone. Although Stark didn't plan it this way, Vision immediately passes a rather unusual alignment test by effortlessly lifting Thor's hammer.
I'm not what you are, and not what you intended. So there may be no way to make you trust me. But we need to go.
Coming back to Ultron's dangerous capabilities, his power of autonomous replication reminds us just how risky this can be.
If even one tin soldier's left standing, we've lost.
Thankfully, while Ultron can replicate, he still functions like a hive, with one central queen. Vision finds that queen and quickly limits its access to the network, preventing further spread.
You shut me out. You think I care?
In the end, Ultron is defeated, not just through strength, but through collaboration, empathy, and a shared sense of purpose. It is a reminder that alignment isn't just a technical problem, it is a human one too. So, I hope you liked this video. I'm planning to make more, so did I miss any of your favorite movies?
I'll be back.
Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And if you want to know more, check the description for extra details and links. See you next time.